Alright, this is Shane, and this will be a step-by-step video for the project parts in Lab 2, the connection bar, and that will be this final model. Let's see. So this is a real thing, and we do not require the teeth. Okay, so all you need to do is make this geometry. Okay, and so let's talk about this model. This one is simply three different extrude, as you can see here in the part navigator, and the most tedious is this sketch, the first sketch. All right, so if you do it right, it should take you about 20 minutes most. And let's start. Let's turn off this first. And I want a new file which has inch as the units, and you want to save to some place you have access, and you can give it another name. Okay, so alright, now that's a new file, and we will need the first sketch to be on XY plane. So let's start a new sketch, and I want to pick XY plane. Now we're in the sketch. Let's have a look at this sketch here. Okay, so basically we have three circles in line with y-axis. That's the second circle. The R1/8 indicates that there was a circle here, and the top one is a small circle which has a diameter of 1/8. Alright, so first we're gonna create those three circles. So first the bottom one with a diameter of 7 divided by 32, which is pretty small. Let's use fit. Okay. Alright, then the second one will be on the top. So the diameter will be a 1/4 inch, and the top one will be about here. And let's change the radius or the diameter to 1/8. Alright, now we have two distance here. Okay, so let's put a dimension from the center of this circle to the center of the second circle. So here we can simply type in 1 plus 11 divided by 32 and press enter. Okay, now we can put another dimension for this. Again, that's the center to center, and this will be 15 divided by 32. Okay, so I want to move the dimensions around. Okay, next I want to make sure they are on y-axis. So as we said in lab 2, we have geometric constraints. We can use point on line to put the center of the circles on y-axis. So we're gonna select center of these two circles and constrain them to, okay, you have to move down here to y-axis. Now as you can see, the color turned green. That means it's fully constrained. Okay, we now have three circles, so we can actually start drawing the bottom half. Alright, now this one is not vertical since we have different radius here, so this line, it looks straight but it's not vertical. So we can use a snapping tool, snap to the point on curve of this arc. So it will automatically give you tangent. Then if we get close to this arc, okay, stay outside of the circle. Otherwise, you're gonna snap to the center of the circle. So that's also tangent. Now we have a line that's connect both of the circle. And for this part, as you can see, this dot line indicates this goes through the center of the circle. So we're gonna start from the center of that circle, come down, and as you can see, there's a tangent sign. So again, it's gonna be tangent. Alright, so let's go to the right side. We have 87 degrees and also tangent on the bottom circle. So let's start from the point on curve. Okay, then we can drop anywhere here. Then we will simply add a infer dimension. Click on the line, then another click on X axis. Pull out. That will be 87 degrees. Alright, then as you can see, the angle is fixed, but the length is not. That's why you have this degree of freedom arrows here. Alright, we can just leave this alone. So let's move up to the top. Okay, we have another section of arc which has the radius of 9/16 and it's a span from y-axis, that's gonna be 60 degrees. So we can either draw a circle or simply use the arc tool. So we have two options. We are using center and the end point. Since we know the center is here, okay, so that's the center, and we can go straight up, and here we can type in the radius, which is 9 divided by 16, and you have to press enter. Now that's gonna be the start point of your arc. So we can click, drop this start point, then the sweep angle we can type in 60 degrees and press enter. Now no matter how you move, the arc is fixed. So we're gonna click and drop this one. Alright, so as you can see, this line here, it's goes through the center of the arc also. So we can simply add a line from the end point of the arc to the center of this arc. Okay, now we have an intersection here, which we can do a fillet with 0.4 radius. So I can type in the radius first, hit enter, then click this corner. You have 4 positions to drop this fillet. Okay. Oops. Alrighty. Then, since we didn't give this arc a, as you can see, this is not fixed yet. This section, it's not green. So, and you can see 60 degrees here. Okay, we have no dimension here yet. So we can click on this line and the y-axis. That will be 60 degrees. Okay. Alright, now let's go to the left side. So the left side, we can see a section of arc, then it goes down at the tangent point to a straight line that goes through the center of this circle. So let's think of what's the better way to do it. yeah, we need to draw this arc first. Or what I do, I will just simply put another circle here, and it should be tangent to the big arc. Okay, and if you want to check, and it's already constrained, so we can use the reference dimension and pull out. It's not fractal, so let's use this tool, style, and you don't have to remember this. Okay, so go to the units. You can change the format to a fractal. Then if you don't like a comma, you can also change that to a point. Here it's the precision, so you can change that to I think the maximum is 1/32. If you click, okay, so we got the same dimension as the slides. This is the radius, that's the diameter. Okay, so now we have the last section of a straight line goes through the center of the circle, and that's the tangent point. Alright, so quick look, we have everything here. Now we're gonna cut off and trim off what's we don't need. So just simply click using this quick trim tool, which is here, whatever part you don't want. Okay, so we can delete this and also delete everything. And let's finish sketch. Alright, it looks fine now. So I like to check the constraint also. So you can turn on geometric constraint, and as you can see, we do have a last session that's not a constraint. So because we deleted this straight line here, so it's not constrained to go through this center anymore. So we can constrain this straight line to go through the point of this arc. So as you can see, the color changed, and we can do again for this straight line to constrain to the center of this arc. Alright, so that's all green, and we are ready to extrude. And the default will be inferred curve. We're gonna keep it that way, and distance will be from 0 to 1/8. Press enter, and we can have a reveal of the thickness. Simply click OK. Alright, now let's move down to the second sketch. Okay, on the second sketch, we're going to create 4 circles on another sketch, which is also on XY plane. So first, we're gonna build another sketch. Click here, and we are going to pick XY plane again. So if you zoom in really big, you cannot pick XY plane. You can just zoom out a little bit, then pick XY plane. Alright, so that's gonna be another sketch. I don't want to see the solid here, so we can right click on the extrude and choose hide, or this icon here. Okay, so for the bigger circles outside, we don't need a radius to define this because we have sketch 1 as a reference. So if we try to make a bigger circle here, you actually snap to this section of the arc in sketch 1. That will give this arc a constraint on the radius as well as the center. And another small circle in the middle, you have to enter the radius, which is the diameter is a 1/4 inch. Okay, I'm sorry, I think it's the diameter is 1/8. Alright, so the same applies to the bottom. For the bigger one, we just snap to whatever in the sketch 1. Then the second one will be 1/8 in diameter. Okay, now that's all for sketch 2. So finish. Then we do have 2 extrude. Okay, so first we're gonna extrude up the bigger circles. So let's use extrude command, and as you can see, we have curve rule for this command. So it's like a filter. You can select different kind of curves. Okay, pretty straightforward. So what if I choose invert curve? That will pick up the whole sketch, as you can see here. So that's we don't want this. You can hit shift and click to deselect the curves. We can use connected curve as a curve rule, and you can simply pick those two big circles. And here the distance is not symmetric from -1/32 to 3/16. Okay, and I can press enter to have a look where this goes. So it goes down a little bit from the sketch. And also we can use a boolean to unite the two cylinders to the previous extrude. So unite, and it automatically pick up the first extrude, and just click OK. Now that's for the second extrude, and we'll go into the last extrude. Again, it's connected curve, or in this case you can use single curve as well. So since we cannot see the curve, we can change the view by hold down your right mouse button and choose this static wireframe. Okay, so that way you can see what's inside the solid. Also, you can change your rendering option here. Excuse me. Then, alright, so we're gonna pick two small circles. Alright, then the thickness, should be careful about this. It's a little bit different. So -3/32, then the end will be a 1/4 inch. You can press enter, then have a review of the thickness. And also we can use unite to put this two cylinder to the whole structure. Then hit OK. Let's go back to the shaded with edge rendering. So that's all for the homework as well as for the report. So let's have a look. You also should take enough screenshots for future use in your report, because for homework we only need your this symmetric view, and it might be also this sketch. But for your report, if you have complicated parts with multiple steps, you want more screenshots to uh, demonstrate the building process. Okay, so I think for the project, this part is with one screenshot. That will be fine. Okay, so if you're satisfied with this, you are free to move on. And we are here to show you something extra. The teeth, it's just for what, better looking or whatever you say. Okay, so the teeth, it's a pattern here, and we have put like 14 teeth here, which has the span of 3.7 degrees. Okay, and so that's more close to the actual parts. Let's first start the end of the teeth, which is tangent to the small circle. So we can just simply put another circle and snap to this circle, and you want to trim off the excess. Okay. Alright, so that's the bottom of the teeth, and as you can see, it's a reference line. So we can simply click here and choose the command down here, convert to or from reference. And as you can see, the start of the teeth is actually tangent to this hole. So we are going to draw another line which is tangent. Okay. And just snap to the center of the circle. So let's do this again. Keep outside of the circle. So that will be the start of our teeth, and you want to extend this line using quick extend all the way to the outside perimeter. And also we can draw another straight line which should be the span of one tooth. Okay, and put a and I don't want reference dimension, put an angle dimension here which is 3.7 degrees. Okay, and those two lines should be reference line. So you have a shortcut here, or you can come down to here. Alright, now let's make the teeth. Pretty simple, two straight line, and I want to snap to the intersection point, which is disabled by default. So you have to turn this on, and that's your intersection. That's also the intersection point. Another one starts from here back to here. Okay, now that's one teeth, and we have 14 teeth here, so we're going to introduce another command which is pattern curve. So as you can see, we have different options for linear and circular pattern, and we can specify the rotation point. Basically, it's like the center of the arc. Then we can change the method. So I use count and the pitch. The count will be 14 because we have 14 teeth. The pitch angle, we already know one tooth is 3.7 degrees, so the angle will be 3.7, and we are going to select the curve. And here we also have curve rule. Okay, by default it will be a connected curve. You want to pick single curve only because you don't want to pick a whole bunch of different curves. So make sure you're picking up the short solid line instead of the dashed line. second one, and we have the wrong direction. We can reverse the direction by clicking here, and as you can see 14 is pretty close to the end, and that's good. So just turn this off. Alright, so we can turn this arc, we don't need this anymore, so just turn this into a reference. And also here I'm just gonna extend this teeth, cut into this straight line, then trim this off. Okay, and also this small section here. Alright, we still missing the last arc here, like this position, and we want this arc to be tangent to the arc we already have. So let's use 3-point arc, and the start point will be intersection here, end point somewhere here, and you want to try to make it a tangent, or let's try to put it outside first, then we gave it a tangent constraint. So the object we want to constrain this, constraint 2 is what we have. Okay, so that goes all the way down or here. Let's give it a radius. So as you can see, it's pretty small. So what if we make it bigger? 0.07, maybe 0.1. Okay, that's not good. Alright, let's see what we can do here. We can try to move this end point, drag it all the way to until it intersects with the arc we have. Okay, so this is how you do it. You can hover on this end point and wait for the 3 dots, and here's our quick pick menu, and you want to pick the end point of this arc, so that's the point. Then you can drag this along on the on this arc, so that way we do have the intersection of these 2 arcs. Now we can trim off the top. Okay, and let's have a look. Finish sketch. Okay, this is a closed loop. Okay, so we finished the sketch, and let's have a look at the extrude. It automatically updates as you modify the sketch. Okay, so that's all for lab 2, this part. Hope you can make this without too much trouble.